Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB match that is happening on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. Our Patreon is a way for you to support our channel and help us improve our content. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Philadelphia Phillies vs Miami Marlins. The Phillies are not reliable on the road. They have only won 3 of their last 8 road games. The Marlins rebounded from their ugly slide earlier this month by posting a 3-2 record in their last 5 decisions. Furthermore, Phillies starter Ranger Suarez has not been reliable. The veteran has squandered 4 runs in back-to-back starts and has an ERA over 6 on the month. Miami scored 4 runs in 5.2 innings in a 5-3 Marlins victory in the lone meeting against Suarez this season. Marlins starter Sandy Alcantara is starting to resemble the ace we saw in last year's Cy Young season. He just dazzled in a complete game against the Rays and has conceded 2 or fewer runs in 3 of his last 4 outings. The Marlins will have Sandy Alcantara on the rubber on Tuesday. Alcantara came through with a gem last time out, allowing just 1 run in a complete game against the Rays and was credited with the victory. The reigning Cy Young winner is having a disappointing season but has rebounded with a 3.31 ERA in July and has a 4.46 ERA and a 1.24 WHIP to go with a 4-9 record in 135.1 innings pitched on the year. Alcantara has squandered 10 runs in 10.2 innings against the Phillies this season and has registered a 3.64 ERA and a 6-8 record in 113.2 career innings. Our total pick is over. Tampa Bay Rays vs New York Yankees. The Rays and Yankees have been scoring at different rates in recent weeks. The Rays have averaged 3.46 runs in their last 13 games, while the Yankees have scored 4.08 runs in their last 12 games. The bullpens have also been a major difference between the two teams. The Rays have a 3.88 reliever ERA, which ranks 12th in baseball. The Yankees have a 3.14 bullpen ERA, which is the best in baseball. Based on these factors, I would predict the Yankees to win as a home underdog. These starting pitchers have been struggling when looking at their splits, as Zach Eflin is 1-4 with a 5.36 road ERA and a .275 batting average against in 8 starts, while Carlos Rodon is 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA and a .200 opposing batting average in 2 home games while getting hit extremely hard. Both teams have been pitching poorly throughout the month of July, as the Rays are 17th in the majors with a 4.55 team ERA in 23 games, while the Yankees are 22nd with a 4.89 team ERA over 24 games right now. Our total pick is over 8 runs. Detroit Tigers vs Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates and Tigers met in Detroit in May, splitting a 2-game series with alternating shutouts. Neither of the starting pitchers in this game pitched in those games. The Tigers' offense has been strong lately, but they have still lost more games than they have won. This is because their pitching has not been able to keep their opponents in check. In Manning's last start, the Angels scored 11 runs off of him, even though the Tigers scored 4 runs themselves. On the other hand, Oviedo has been holding hitters to a .229 average when he starts at PNC Park this season. The Pirates have won 6 of their last 10 games, while the Tigers have only won 3 of their last 10. Based on these factors, I would recommend betting on the Pirates with the money line. With the series finale at 12:35 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, these two teams will have wrapped up a 2-game series in the span of around 20 hours. There has already been an off day between both teams' last games, so I'm thinking if there are any games with big run totals, it will be the first one. Both of these offenses have scored at least 5 runs in their last 2 games, respectively, and have been putting up solid numbers over the last week or so. Oviedo had a strong start for the Pirates last time out, but he has been alternating good with bad lately. I'm expecting the Tigers to hit him up for at least a few. Manning was downright awful in his last outing. Of course, the Pirates do not have anything that remotely resembles Shohei Ohtani in their lineup, but they can cherry-pick what the Angels did to him here. According to Covers.com, the Tigers have hit the over in 46 of their last 83 games, and the Pirates have hit the over in 13 of their last 16 at home. Take the over. Baltimore Orioles vs Toronto Blue Jays. The Orioles pushed their lead over the Jays to 6.5 games following a Game 1 4-2 win on Monday night. The Orioles maintained their 1.5 game lead over the Rays, as well after the Rays' win over the Yankees on Monday night. Ryan Mountcastle led the way, doubling in 2 runs in the first and driving in another with a sacrifice fly in the 4-2 win. Starting pitcher Kyle Gibson pitched 6 innings and allowed just 1 run to pick up his 10th win of the season. The Orioles will hand the ball to righty Kyle Bradish on Tuesday night in Game 2 against the Jays. Bradish is 6-6 in 19 starts, including 10 quality starts. He has allowed 92 hits in 104 innings pitched with an ERA of 3.29. He has a K9 rate of 8.2 and his whip is 1.14. Bradish is 0-1 against the Jays this season but was sharp in his lone start against them. He went 7 innings and allowed just 4 hits and 1 run in the loss. The Blue Jays dropped the opener on Monday night, held to just 5 hits and 2 runs in the loss. The Jays have now dropped 2 straight games after winning 3 straight and 5 out of their last 6. Starter Chris Bassett pitched 6 innings and allowed 7 hits and 4 runs while throwing 113 pitches. The Jays will look to bounce back on Tuesday night and hope to have their newest acquisition available, closer Jordan Hicks. The Jays traded for Hicks on Sunday from the Cardinals to bolster their bullpen. The Blue Jays will give the ball to left-hander Hyun-Jin Ryu on Tuesday night. Ryu is back after 13 months off following Tommy John surgery at the start of last season. He comes back to join what will be a 6-man rotation going forward. Ryu was 2-0 with an ERA of 5.67 before getting hurt in 2022. The Jays will likely limit his pitch count in the coming weeks, so the lefty will probably be around for no more than 3 to 4 innings on Tuesday. The Blue Jays are likely to bounce back with a win against the Orioles on Tuesday night. Ryu will likely be limited in innings pitched, but the Jays have plenty of pitching depth to back him up. Gibson pitched well in his first outing against the Jays, and I expect a similar effort in this game. The bullpens will likely decide the outcome of this game, and the edge goes to the Jays. The Orioles used their 2 top relievers on Monday, and closer Bautista was taxed after throwing over 30 pitches in 1.2 innings to earn the save. This means that the Blue Jays will have a chance to get to the Orioles' lesser relievers on Tuesday and pick up a late close win. Based on these factors, I would recommend betting on the Jays with the money line. The Jays' offense has cooled lately with the team playing to the under in 4 straight games. The Jays also only scored 1 run in their first matchup with Gibson, tallying just 4 hits against the right-hander and scoring on a solo home run. The 2 teams played to the under on Monday, and I expect another tight, low-scoring game on Tuesday night, with the Jays utilizing their improved pen and the Orioles getting another quality start from Gibson. Take the under. Milwaukee Brewers vs Washington Nationals. Milwaukee is coming off a disappointing sweep, but that was against the Atlanta Braves, and in the second game of this series, I do like the Brewers to get the win. Milwaukee is 8-7 as a road favorite as it doesn't happen often, while Washington is 16-31 as a road underdog this year. Although Gray has been solid, so too has Peralta, and I trust Milwaukee's bullpen more, which to me is what this game is going to come down to. Peralta and Gray should both have solid starts, and given that both offenses do struggle at times, it will be a close game, but I give the edge to Milwaukee as they do have more clutch hitters and a better bullpen. With both teams starting good pitchers and both offenses not being the best, I like the under 8.5 runs in this game. This year, Milwaukee is 57-45-4 in hitting the under, while on the road are 29-22-2 in hitting the under. Washington, meanwhile, is 51-51-4 in hitting the under, and at home is 27-25-1 in hitting the under. As well, in Peralta's last 5 starts, he's allowing just 2.4 runs per start, while Gray is allowing 2.2, which is why I like the under here, especially with both offenses being mediocre at best. Take the under 8.5 runs.